All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to our country music capital of the world, Nashville. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series heads to Nashville tonight for 125 laps. Race number 3 of the season. This could be a good one, man. Great flat track. A lot of room to race here. And thanks to Paulo Chaptalowski for his work in converting this track over. We got a good one here in store for you tonight on a snowy evening in the United States. Hang on to your horses, boys and girls. This is Nashville. Well, a little country music tonight here in Nashville. 125 laps in the Buschwackers Series. Hang on, boys and girls. It's about to get wild. All right, hey, thank you so much for coming in here to TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you joining us here tonight. We got a good one for you, man. This is Nashville. Great little track here. Tonight's race brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server or WordPress hosting, that's your website, online store hosting, please give EliteHostingUSA.com a look. Even if you're not here in the United States, you can get a server in your local area through EliteHostingUSA.com. Again, thanks so much for coming in here to TurnLeftTV. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, the commentator, broadcaster, owner of TurnLeftTV and High Octane Racing League. This is race number 3 of 10, 125 laps here tonight at Nashville. Great 1.3 miler. Flat track, concrete, tough on tires, and could be a little tough getting on and off pit lane here. We'll see. Got an access road going in and coming off. So you got to make sure you are patient coming around the access roads. Thanks so much for coming in here and joining me on TurnLeftTV. Peace to everybody out there, man. I was shoveling snow today. 15 inches of snow here. Not good. Not good on this old man, that's for sure. So I spent about 3 hours out shoveling snow, and I want to say thanks to one of my neighbors there. Demetrio came over and plowed my driveway. Took him about 5 minutes. It was great. But that saved me a ton of work. But hey, thanks so much for coming in. Hope everybody's being safe out there. Peace to everybody. Please hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you were here. I know there's some folks here that are having a little bit of a rough time with some weather. So hopefully everything is okay. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. It's right there. Just give it a little tap there, and also massage the bell. Oh, it's way over there. Massage that bell. It's way over there. And then click on my links down in the description of this race and head on over to the Fanatec website. Help me out by joining those or looking those things up. If you're interested in purchasing some through them, help me out here at TurnLeftTV. I would greatly appreciate that. Thanks so much for coming out and watching the race here tonight. We got a good one for you. Taking a look at the chat here. Givaldo in here said, good evening, let's go. One more round of the season. And, Claudio Bardelli Jr. and John Stanley won. First 2 rounds, we're going to have a new winner. I think we probably will. John Stanley not here, so he is enduring an ice storm up there in Canada where he lives, so hopefully he is safe. Definitely thinking about him tonight. And Givaldo says, congratulations, Heath Johnson, for winning the Saturday Night Thunder title. Thanks so much. Appreciate that, man. Good racing alongside you, always, and definitely one of our most loyal members, that's for sure. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in here as well. Good to see him, and best of luck to both those guys here tonight. About 3.5 minutes left to go in the practice session. We will take a look at the track here at Nashville. 1.3 miles in length, located in Lebanon, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville. Of course, banking in the turns at 14 degrees, and really, I think it seems a lot flatter than that. You can see those guys coming around on that access road. This is going to be a little dicey here, especially under race conditions. You got to be very careful, very patient when you're coming on and off. You see that 9X car there, he's pushing it to the limit. You're getting on and off pit lane. You got to be really, really patient using the access roads. You can't spin that car out pretty easily. But that is Nashville. Good wide track. A lot of fun to drive. We got some more racing headed your way this weekend. Tomorrow afternoon, 80 laps from Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the final race of the season. Actually, a little bit of a do-over with this race in the Saturday Showdown Series. So, 80 laps from the crown jewel of motorsports, and guess what? It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's Indy in the Showdown Series. And then the Saturday Night Thunder kicks off the season at Kansas. 120 laps there from a great track, man. This is one of the best mile-and-a-half tracks out there. It really is. Kansas is a fantastic track. It's a little slick, especially on those old tires, but makes the racing a heck of a lot of fun. So we're kicking off the 10-race season tomorrow evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll come on out and join us. We're kicking off the season, starting off right at Kansas. No place like home. What Dorothy said. Well, who got the big win last week? That was Claudio Bardelli Jr. at Iowa. Fuel mileage, man. This guy just absolutely flat out snookered the whole field. Did it on fuel mileage. These guys are still scratching their heads. But congratulations to Claudio Bardelli Jr. that 91 car getting a big win. You see Gary Madu, Paul Brown, Ramiro Siviera, Arthur Vieira rounding out the top 5. So congratulations to him on getting a huge win, man. I tell you what, he was quiet all night long, and then he had that last round of pit stops, and Bardelli Jr. comes out on top there. One less pit stop than the rest of the field. Well, he's got another race here to get after it tonight at Nashville. This could be a fuel mileage race. You never know. A lot of great strategy that goes on with these guys, man. We've got some absolutely fantastic racers here on Friday night, and also, both the Saturday races too. A lot of these guys also race those races as well, or in those series as well. And then that Saturday Showdown Series is a time slot where you get a lot of European drivers too. So it's interesting mix, driving styles and big fields. In that 2 p.m. time slot, Saturday Showdown Series. It looks like practice is over. Getting ready to flip this over to the qualification session. Let's take a look at the session results here as we are getting triggered right there. Wow, Shawn Jacobs, the top time, 28.640. Preston Hassel, second. Claudio Bardelli Jr., third fastest in the practice. Gary Madu, fourth. Jim Willis, fifth in practice. See Tony Furtado, Paul Brown, Ed Palumbo, Givaldo Spindola, ninth in practice. And Will Dunbar in the 88 car, 10th in practice. Looks like I switched it over to the qualification session. Who's going to be the first out on the track? Let's take a look at the schedule here while these guys are figuring out who's going to be first. First tonight, Nashville. You see Darlington coming up next week. 110 laps there from a very tough track, man. I am not a fan of Darlington. I don't mind broadcasting races from there, but, man, I just cannot figure it out here at rFactor 2. Daytona coming up on February the 18th. That will be a huge race, man. A lot of guys will be out for that. And look at this, another huge race at Phoenix. The Busted Knuckles 125 to pay homage to our friend Lauren Stopworth. Definitely thinking about him and wishing he was back out on the track with us. That's coming up on February the 25th. That'll be a big, big night for us here at HORL. Las Vegas Motor Speedway on March the 4th. You see California, Richmond, and Kansas, the last 3 races of the season in a very interesting schedule. Take a look at the qualifications here. We got Tony Furtado out on the track. In the 9 car, the new Valvoline paint scheme. See how he does. Top time so far, 28.979 is Paul Brown, his first lap. Here we go down the backstretch for Tony Furtado. Furtado crossing the start-finish line here, coming off turn 4, down the front stretch across the start-finish line. Let's see what he put down. .107. Tony Furtado currently 4th on the grid. That's Shawn Jacobs in his second lap. He's the top time here so far, 28.762. One more lap here for him. Shawn Jacobs, man, he used to be that super speedway specialist. He says, hey, man, I'm expanding my horizon. He is burning their right side tires off. Backs off that. He realizes that's not going to be a very good time there, so it looks like still first on the grid. Take a look at Christian Wilson. It looks like he's finished up his qualification attempt. Gilmar Peixoto in the 3X car. Lap number 2 for him, 29.525. Currently 10th on the grid. And a couple of guys who have not gone out yet, man. They're waiting a little bit. Like Gary Madu out of the gate here. Here we go. For the 63 car. Kiss sponsor machine. He is really pushing those right side tires here. Again, the time to beat is 28.762. What we get here, cross the start finish line, 29.133, currently 7th on the grid for the 63 car. Take a look at Ed Palumbo here in the 54 car. 29.117, 8th on the grid for Ed Palumbo. That 54 car, mellow yellow sponsor machine. About Will Dunbar, he's already actually he's not qualifying. Looks like Tim Lansbury, Will Dunbar, these guys hanging out here. I don't know whether they're planning on coming down and making a qualification attempt or not. Got some time to figure it out, looks like. A new pole setter here, or top time, 28.727, and that's Claudio Bardelli Jr. About 5 minutes left in the qualification session. Not sure whether these guys are going to go out here. That looks like they're kind of hanging out. We'll take a look at this Saturday Night Thunder. I am thinking about setting out this season and actually streaming this live on Twitch. So we'll definitely send out the link there. Kansas Speedway, 120 laps, the first race of the season. Michigan, Daytona, California, and Vegas gets us to the middle of the season. See Phoenix Raceway, Atlanta, Chicagoland, Richmond, and Martinsville rounding out the back half of that season. So kind of following the Cup schedule with a little bit of a tweak to it. But this should be an interesting schedule. That's the kicking off tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Stay tuned. Does look like I have the race length incorrect here tonight. So it is actually 110 laps tonight versus 125. So that'll probably be better for guys and probably makes a little bit more sense. So I apologize about that. So off there a little bit. So what now? These guys have finished up the qualification session, but we'll show you the results here once the time is up. These guys are going over the drivers' meeting right now. Don't forget to visit highoctaneracing.net. You'll get winner screenshots there, schedule changes, links to rFactor, TurnLeftTV, and then you get to see what guys are driving throughout the week by clicking on that rFactor 2 times page or link. And announcements of what's coming up next. Man, we got a little vote going on in Discord right now with what the next series is going to be for the Saturday Showdown time slot. That's Saturday afternoon. Well, let's take a look at the season standings coming into tonight's race. Claudio Bardelli Jr., that big win last week propels him to the top of the charts. 2 races in. John Stanley not able to make it here, I don't think. He's having some major weather issues up in the eastern Canada area. Shawn Jacobs 3rd in points. Todd Robillard 4th. Also one of those guys experiencing some weather issues here this weekend, so hopefully those guys are safe. That's the main thing. Tim Lansbury 5th. You see Preston Hassel 6th in points. Craig Marizon 7th. Artie Vieta 8th. Looks like Artie Vieta actually just left the server here, so he's not going to be racing tonight. Looks like he had disconnected. Ed Palumbo 9th and Givaldo Spindola 10th in points coming into tonight's race. Like we have moved over to the warm-up session. And again, this is the High Octane Racing League Buschwacker Series. Tonight, Nashville. It's actually 110 laps. I apologize for that. Race number 3 of 10. And I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator, and the guy who puts the wrong race length up in the banner there. Looks like we have kicked it over to the warm-up session. 10-minute warm-up session. And for your entertainment, I want to say thank you for coming out to TurnLeftTV. Let's rock! All right, thanks so much for coming in here. Let's take a look at the qualification results. Here we go. Starting in P1 will be the 91, Claudio Bardelli Jr. Shawn Jacobs starts in the 2nd position. Paul Brown will start 3rd. Zach McCasey in the 29, man. He has really shown a lot of strength here as of late. I've been watching some of the stream, been watching, of course, the Race 3 broadcast. This guy, keep your eye on him, man. Preston Hassel starts fifth. Tony Furtado, good starting position for him in the that 9 car in 6th. Givaldo Spindle at 68. Man, I'll tell you what, that race program right there has greatly improved, that 68 car. Keep your eye on Givaldo, man. What a big win it would be for him. Ed Palumbo starts in the 8th position. Gary Madu starts 9th. Christian Wilson starts in the 10th position. Starting in 11th will be Jim Willis in the 53 car. Thiago Gomez in the 9X will start in 12th position. Gilmar Peixoto in the 3X starts 13th. Will Dunbar will start 14th. Tim Lansbury at 15th. It looks like we have Dan Richter joining us too. So did not qualify. It came in after the qualification session. Got about 5.5 minutes left in the warm-up session before we go to race. Don't forget, tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. Thanks so much for joining us. And the servers provided by EliteHostingUSA.com. Also, WordPress hosting, online store hosting, and their WordPress hosting is where we host HighOctaneRacing.net. Love it, man. Always great support and very easy. If I can author a website, anybody can, believe me. Always there to help as well. It's EliteHostingUSA.com. Well, I think it's time to check my keys to the race. Save tires, man. Save your tires. This thing can be tough on tires. We saw those guys using up their tires just in the qualification session. So you see about the middle groove is the place to be. Too wide patience. You can go too wide lap after lap after lap after lap, but make sure you're not burning your stuff up when you are too wide. Pit stops on point, man. You got to get on and off pit lane using access roads, and that could be the make or break point for a lot of these guys. Once they get on pit lane, it's not too bad. But really, you carry too much speed around those access roads, you're going to end up in the grass, and that spells bad news. 2 tires? I don't know, man. Maybe late in the race might be a strategy call for some of these guys. So maybe 2 tires, and then don't forget, late in the race, it's time to go. You've got to go. Track position is going to be everything here. So there are my race keys tonight. Again, thanks for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Peace to everybody out there. I hope everybody is being safe out in the broadcast land. 3.5 minutes left to go in the warm-up session. Don't forget the Saturday Showdown Series, the final race of the season, coming up tomorrow from Indy, 80 laps. Broadcast will start at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss it. This is going to be a great one, man. This is a little bit of a do-over. Broadcaster, owner of HORL's fault for putting the wrong version of the track in, so it caused a little bit of a chaos situation. So, but nonetheless, we're going to do it over, finish out the season in my home track, Indy. Coming up tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live right here on TurnLeft TV. About a minute and a half left before we get the command to start the engines. Who is my pick to win this race tonight? Man, it's a tough one here. My pick to win this race, I think, is going to be I think I am going to pick, let's see, who am I going to pick? I think I am going to pick Tim Lansbury. How about that? There you go, 82, going to do it from the back. Tim Lansbury in that Skyline Chili Ford Mustang, bringing the car to the front. That's my call to win this race tonight. With about 30 seconds left, we got another driver joining us, Lucas Simpsoner joining us. First time this season. Turn the cars down here a little bit for you. I think that's a little bit better. All right, here we go. Warm-up is over, and it is time to get this party started.
I just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, the starting order here. Claudio Bargelli Jr. in the 91 starts in P1. Shawn Jacobs will start second. Paul Brown starts in the third position. Zach Munkasey will start fourth. Starting in the fifth position will be Preston Hassel in the 27 car. Tony Furtado will start sixth. Chivaldo Spindola starts in the seventh position. Ed Palumbo will start eighth. Starting in the ninth position is Gary Madu in the 63. Christian Wilson in the 30 starts in 10th. Jim Willis in the 53 starts in the 11th position. Tiago Gomez will start in 12th. Starting in the 13th position will be Jomar Peixoto. Will Dunbar starts in the 14th position. Tim Lansbury 15th. Dan Richter will start in 16th. Starting in the 17th position is Lucas Simpsoner in the 21 car. So again, this is Nashville Superspeedway. Actually 110 laps there tonight, not 125. Race number 3 of the season. Let's see what we've got in store for these guys tonight. Challenging test here at Nashville. Tough on tires. '91 on the inside there. Those chrome rims. Claudio Bargelli Jr. 24 Shawn Jacobs up on the outside line. Camaros there making up the front row. We got a Camaro in third and a Toyota starting in the fourth position. Lights are out on the pace car. Here we go. Race number 3. It's Nashville. Well, I got excited there. I got excited. I thought we were going green right there. I figure out where I'm at on the track, right? Bargelli Jr.'s representing TurnLeftTV on that car. Here we go, the 91 leading the field here to take the green flag. For real this time. Here we go. It's Nashville. Guys trying to get a good position here. Patience. Get your car boogered up here early on. 91 jumps out to the lead. You see the 77 battling that 24 on the inside. We're on board here with Shawn Jacobs. Shawn Jacobs holding on to that second position. Got a little bit of a mess there in the back of the pack, or in the middle of the pack, I should say. 7 of Preston Hassel. We got a car in the wall. It looked like a car up there in the wall. It looked like 27 there behind the 77 on board here with Preston Hassel. These guys are flat out getting after it right now. Gary Madu here on the bottom side, trying to get around Ed Palumbo. Fighting that 54 car. That 54 car gives up a spot there as Gary Madu makes a pass. Gets by the 54 of Ed Palumbo. Look at Jim Willis here in the 53 car. Now battling Thiago Gomez down to the inside. His 53 car making a move. Now up to the 11th position. Gary Madu trying to continue to move that car forward. A little bit of a traffic jam right now, having a battle with the 27 car. Preston Hassel, Gary Madu battling it out. 63 and the 27. The 9 car of Tony Furtado. He is in a hornet's nest right now. Out of the back of his car. Look at this, man. This is a mess. Oh, a little bit of a kiss from the Kiss car. Trying to move that 9 car out of the way. Ardelli Jr. continuing to lead here in this 91. 24, Shawn Jacobs in second, but he's got company. Wow, man, this battle is not going to go away here. Preston Hassel and the 63, Gary Madu side by side here. Great racing. 63 car trying to move up the field. Look at the 29. He's having some trouble there. He's falling back to the 5th position. Good side-by-side racing here. The 63 wanting to try to climb up the grid, down to the inside. This guy is not for saving tires, that is for sure. Zachman Casey now falling back to the 6th position. 29 car, Zachman Casey now running in 6th. Preston Hassel in the 7th spot. Great racing now. Gary Madu here battling Tony Furtado. He got around Tony Furtado. Now he sets his sights on the 77 car. Furtado's been into the wall a few times in this 9 car. Beating the right side up here. 9 down to the inside, looking to see if he can't get around his 63. Tony Furtado in that Valvoline sponsored Camaro. Put some moves there on Gary Madu. Madu's going to leave that bottom side open, and that may give 9 car the room he needs. But looking out of the back of his machine, he's got some. He's got a little bit of the 29 car on his mind. Dan Richter here in the Boilermaker sponsor machine. 65 getting down below Gilmar Peixoto in the 3X, picking up a spot now in 13th. The X car now back to the 14th position. Take a look at this. Good battle here. 77 and the 24. Paul Brown getting by the 24 car. Is Gary Madu going to try to follow him through? Look at this. Shawn Jacobs, Gary Madu side by side coming into the turn. And Madu's going to pick up that spot. Looks like Tony Furtado's going to try to pick up that spot as well. Furtado down to the inside here. He's trying to tuck in. Oh, man. Shawn Jacobs gives him some room. And now falling back to the 5th position. No tire safe strategy for Madu or Furtado, that's for sure. Take a look at Thiago Gomez here in the 9X machine. He's got that 65. TurnLeftTV Purdue Boilermaker sponsor machine. Gomez now back to the 13th position as that Boilermaker machine. Number 65, Dan Richter getting by. Boom Boo in Boilermaker sponsored machine. A battle here for the race lead. Paul Brown to the inside. Battling the 91 to 77 car. On this inside line now on lap 13, getting P1. Paul Brown to the front. Jim Willis and the 68. Givaldo Spindle battling it out. This is for the 9th position. 53 picking up P9 and 68 back to the 10th spot. Christian Wilson in this mix too in that 30 car. A little bit of a tough season last season, but well, this season here, have some better luck, I think. Sometimes it's got to hit the reset button in this 30 car running in the 11th position, trying to crack that top 10. You watch that 63 car starting to drop back. He's lost a couple positions here. Shawn Jacobs getting by, so the 9 gets back by, the 24 gets back by. That 63 went out, got like gangbusters, and has lost some positions here. He's now smacking the wall. Lucas Infinite 21, his first race out here in this 3X, or battling the 3X machine. Gilmar Peixoto, 21, now picking up a P14 as Peixoto back to the 15th position. You look at Ed Palumbo here in the 54 car. Can't see much up there. But for solid cars, the 27 there, the 63, 29, all in front. He was talking about a roadblock, and that is a flat-out roadblock right now for him. This Bella Yellow sponsor machine. Try to get this car back in victory lane here in the Buschwackers series. Oh, man, that 27 car. 27 car got absolutely cattywampus right there. Did you see that? My heavens. Ed Palumbo had gotten by. Take a look here. And there was some contact between the 63 and the 27, it looked like. Take a look out of Ed Palumbo's machine. And both those guys sort of, one drifting down, one drifting up, and then Ed Palumbo getting by. Johnny on the spot right there. That got a little crazy. Take a look at this, the 27 car and the 63 getting together right here coming off the turn. And the 27, man, working that wheel to save onto that, hold on to that thing. Wow. He's lost a couple positions, but at least he kept the fenders on that thing. Dan Richter down to the bottom line here, battling Givaldo and the 30 of Christian Wilson. Those guys getting after it. Oh, contact between the two of those guys. There was contact between Givaldo and Christian. Take a look at this. 65 gets by, and there's going to be contact right here. Oh, man. Guys starting to get after it here. 30 gets up in the wall. Got a battle here for the race lead. 91 wanting to get back up front. 77 took the race lead. The 91 said, it's time for me to get back up here. He won last week on fuel save strategy. Watsy got up his sleeve in that 91 car. Back down to the inside to 77, battling the 91. Be careful not to touch that apron, man. You can break that car loose, and then, oh, heck, breaks loose. 91 holding on to that spot. Jim Willis in the 53. He's looking to get around his 63 car. Black Rifle Coffee Company machine getting by that 63 of Gary Madu. Lucas Senfner now battling the 68 of Givaldo Spindola. Givaldo way up the track, giving the 21 car some room. So that Flex Seal sponsored Ford Mustang now up to P13. Bardelli Jr. is the leader. He's had to work his way back to the front after Paul Brown got around him. Great racing going on here on the track. Take a look at Tim Lansbury. He's been quiet, man. Tell you what, he might be on fuel save strategy. 82 Skyline Chili Ford Mustang right now in the 16th position. I picked him to win this race, so I'm going to have a chat with him. But I expect more out of that team. Going to help me out, buddy. Oh, now. See the 88 here. Will Dunbar running in the 14th position. Not a regular timer here in the Friday night series. Got some other things going on every other week, but his Salesforce sponsor machine running in 14th. Yeah, Palumbo starting to climb up the grid here in this 54 car, battling the 29. Mellow Yellow sponsor machine now getting by the 29 car. Not quite pulled off that pass yet, has he? Down to the inside at 29, now drifting up the track a little bit. Looks like Jim Willis in the 53 might be able to sneak through as well. The 29 and the 53. Jim Willis in the 53, Zach McCasey in that 29 car. Shawn Jacobs here now working his way back to the front. 77 may have used this stuff up there, moving through traffic to get up front. And now diving into the third position, falling behind Shawn Jacobs in the 24, now in P2. Couple Pennsylvania drivers there. One living on one side of Pennsylvania, the other one living on the other side of Pennsylvania. Big state, especially that direction. Night car indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. So Tony Furtado down onto the apron, or down onto the access roads. This night car, first car to come down pit lane. Interesting. Really careful not to speed. Not want to get a speeding penalty. Shawn Jacobs, the leader. Furtado on pit lane. Preston Hassel, Tim Lansbury on pit lane. 24 peeling off the track to come down pit lane. Take a look at our side-by-side view here. This Bardelli Jr. continuing to lead. Tony Furtado on pit lane in that 9 car. Finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Does a good job avoiding the car in front of him. Furtado currently in 14th. Bardelli Jr. now peeling off the track to come down pit lane. So our race leader, Claudio Bardelli Jr. coming down pit lane. That's going to give the race lead to Ed Palumbo. Car indicating he's coming down pit lane. We see the 53, Jim Willis on pit lane. So the 54 making his pit stop. It's like Dan Richter also making a pit stop. 21, Lucas Simpner making a pit stop. A lot of pits going on right now. Jim Willis on pit lane. That it looks like the 63, the 77 on pit lane. Bardelli Jr. finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Ed Palumbo in the 54 car on pit lane. Finishing up his pit stop, Claudio Bardelli Jr., the leader. Get right after it, man. He gets right on track, and he's right beside the 24, battling for position. Ed Palumbo and Shawn Jacobs here battling it out after making pit stops. Look at this, side by side. Nothing like coming off pit lane and getting after it right away. 24 car, Western Auto sponsored machine, mellow yellow number 54. Guys have been racing together for a long, long time. Here they are. Racing it out here in the Buschwacker Series. Tado, after pit stops, has worked his way up to the second position. Now remember, he started this train of pit stops. This Valvoline sponsored machine having a pretty good night here, 33 laps in, and he's got that 77 car pushing him a little bit. He'll let that 77 car go, I think. It's a savvy move right there. Says, hey, I'm not going to use this stuff up. He's faster than me right now. I'm having a pretty good run. We're since in overdriving this thing. Paul Brown picking up that spot. Back up here with Claudio Bardelli Jr., our leader. Gary Madu and the 88 of Will Dunbar here getting after it. Gary Madu picking up the 11th spot as Will Dunbar in the 88 car falls back to the 12th position. Take a look at Tim Lansbury as the 88 gets by. Lansbury in that 82 car. Maybe some fuel save strategy. I picked him to win, so I hope that's the case. Now falling back to the 12th spot as Will Dunbar moves up to P11. Gilmar Peixoto now one lap down. So we have 4 cars one lap down. Paul Brown, Zach McCasey, Jim Willis, Gilmar Peixoto. Paul Brown must have gotten caught speeding. He is 1 lap down, but he is in the lucky dog position. So I guess that wasn't for position earlier. Tony Furtado still in P2. Ed Palumbo 3rd. Shawn Jacobs 4th. Preston Hassel is in 5th. Interesting right there. Interesting. Not many times you see the 77 car making mistakes like that. See a 2.1 second gap between Bardelli Jr. and Tony Furtado, who's running in the second position. Tony not been able to join us here has after initially coming back to HORL and been kind of set out there for a little bit, trying to get some stuff with his sim rig going and dealing with life. And here he is now, jumping right back into it, running in the second position. So 2 seconds off the race leader, and he is starting to cut into that race lead a little bit. Take a look at Gary Madu here in the 63 car, getting by the 30 of Christian Wilson, taking over the 9th position. Christian Wilson now falling back to 10. It looked like on that first run, Gary went out really, really hard, moving his way through traffic, lost those tires, and fell back, and now trying to figure out a way maybe to adjust that strategy, save some tires, and work your way back up through the field. Christian Wilson now running in the 10th spot in that 30 car. 70 laps to go, a lot of laps here. 30 car having a good run in that top 10. I knew he was going to be cracking into that top 10 here. We'll see if he can continue to make some or gain some spots. Going to gain the spots. How about Lucas Simpner here running in the 7th position after pit stops? His 21 car has gotten himself up to P1. He started, or excuse me, P7. He has started at the back of the field, 17th position, gained a ton of spots. So might be on that fuel save strategy. He's always a master at that. That Flex Seal sponsor number 21. Dan Richter. He's going to be a factor here before the night's over. We've been caution free 42 laps in, and Dan Richter running in this 65 car in P6. Thiago Gomez in the 9X machine running in the 8th position. 17, almost 18 seconds off the race lead. Thiago does a lot of racing with us. Remember, we're going to have to get him a car in the car set. Get that out on the track for him. That way he doesn't have to race in those temporary cars. We'll take a look at the 91 crossing that start-finish line. Start lap 44. The race leader. That's 5 cars, 1 lap down. We're at Nashville Speedway tonight. We've had a good race here. Very interesting race, man. Caution free so far, 45 laps in. See Claudio Mardelli Jr., the race leader, right there. Paul Brown now below the 68. Osvaldo Spindola, this is 4th position. Paul Brown wants that lucky dog position, but he is not in it. Tim Lansbury is in the lucky dog spot, that 82 car. Laps in. We have 11 drivers on the lead lap. Gary Madu here battling Thiago Gomez. See this 63, says, hey man, track position. Heck with saving tires here. I got to get some track position back. Getting around Thiago Gomez. Good battle here. Gomez actually fighting back here on the outside line, that 9X machine, but it looks like that KISS sponsored machine is going to end up winning out. Taking over PA as Thiago falls back to the 9th position in that Toyota. Zach Casey in the 29 car. Get around Thiago Gomez. Now Zach 1 lap down in the 14th position. Is he getting by? Getting by Osvaldo Spindola. I called him Thiago. That's Osvaldo Spindola back there in the 68 car. Take a look at Givaldo here running in the 15th position. Tell you what, man, this guy shows up early. Get the chat started on the YouTube channel. Shows up early. Races with us really three times, at least 2 times a week. Most of the time, 3 times a week. Talking about a loyal guy, man, and a guy who just flat out loves racing, and that is Givaldo Spindle in the 68. Got a lot of friends, you know, NASCAR BR regular as well. This guy does a lot of racing, and he's a good guy. Look at this, the 24, Shawn Jacobs, battling for the 3rd position. Ed Palumbo running in 2nd after getting by Tony Furtado, and this 24 trying to make his way through. Zach McCasey, the 29 car, he is a lap down. Now Furtado falls back to the 4th position. Having a good night here, though. That 9 car looking sweet. I don't know who painted that car, but that guy is a master. Take a look at Tony Furtado. The 9 car, that Valvoline sponsor machine. About this, man, Dan Richter and Preston Hassel getting after it. Preston in the 27 car. Lucas Simpler trying to follow him through in that Flexio sponsor machine. 27 AMD Ryzen sponsor machine is going to end up losing 2 spots. They've got a lot of Fords here racing together. A little cluster of Fords there battling it out for position. That is 5th, 6th, and 7th. 5th place is 65, 21. Lucas Simpler in 6th. And Preston Hassel back to the 7th position. Preston seems to have an early run car. That AMD sponsor number 27 car seems to be in the later in the run. This thing falls off a little bit for him. I'll tell you a guy who's having a good night here, and this is the 54, Ed Palumbo. He is about 5.3 seconds behind the race leader. He and Shawn Jacobs there running nose to tail. That is 2 and 3. Now here's the thing, man. I said earlier that I was a little surprised when Tony Furtado had come down pit lane early, and it looks like that's that strategy for the 9 car. He is going to come back down pit lane and start this string of pit stops here on lap 54. Bardelli Jr. here in the 91 car. Continuing to lead. Start to maybe get some guys to come down pit lane here. We'll see. Shawn Jacobs here, Ed Palumbo battling it out. This is for P2 as the 24 down to the inside. Getting by that 54 car. That was a little bit more of a wave by there for the 54 Bella Yellow sponsor machine. He's going to keep him honest, though, put that nose in there. Shawn Jacobs holding on to that spot. 5 laps in, this 24 car now up to P2. Ed Palumbo running in the 3rd position. Preston Hassel on pit lane. That 27 car. AMD sponsor machine. Making a pit stop here on lap 56. Bardelli Jr. in the 91. Remember, he stayed out a little bit longer than some of these other guys. So he might be working that calculator. Calculadora. I don't know that Spanish. I don't know what Portuguese is for a calculator. I'm sure the guys in the chat session will let me know. Guys peeling off the track, come down pit lane. Shawn Jacobs, Ed Palumbo. These guys peeling off to come down pit lane. Look at that, the 54 and the 24. Very interesting. Those guys pitting together. They might be working together here tonight. We know there's a little bit of a rivalry between the 54 and the 24. Bardelli Jr., I think he might be coming down pit lane here before it's over with. some information that he's going to be coming down. There he goes, a 91 peeling off the track to come down pit lane. Lucas Simpner, 21. He's probably going to assume the race lead, and it does look like it. Bardelli Jr., the race leader, is giving up the race lead to come down pit lane. We got a yellow flag. Oh, my heavens, a yellow flag. First yellow. First yellow tonight. Oh, boy. What happened there? Sure what caused that yellow flag here. We're looking for it. X up the track. 68 coming down. Oh, 68 missing. Oh, and he spins on pit lane right there. Oh, we missed the entrance to pit lane. My heavens, did you see that? Let's take a look and see what happened here. Givaldo, kidding. This thing just started off bad right there. He misses the cone, tries to make up for it, hit at the last second, and then spins coming onto pit lane. The 68 car. My heavens, man. Take a look at this. Right here. Oh, the 9 car does a great job of, oh, man. It smacks the wall. Wow. It looks like Givaldo has retired his machine. That was just, I mean, that just thing started off bad. I mean, it looked like he was in traffic trying to get down to the apron, missed the apron, and then tried to, sort of salvage something there coming down pit lane, missed the cone, got into the grass, and spun the car. And that sort of pretty much did him in right there. What a tough break there. He was having a good run. But we'll take a look at this again. I mean, it just got cattywampus right there. You see this 9 car barely misses him. Oh, man, just barely misses him. And then he's trying to get onto pit lane. You see, he's already missed that cone. And was supposed to come around the access road. And then here he is in the grass. And this thing is just skating. It's too late to save right there. And he smacks the wall. His team is livid right now. Waldo's going to have to buy him dinner. So what a tough break there for Givaldo. Well, a little bit of a mess here, but first caution flag, pretty good, and a bunch of things back up. Make things a little bit interesting. We do have some guys on pit lane. Simpner, Richter, Madu, Will Dunbar on pit lane. So Will finishing up that pit stop, coming back out on track. The 88 car, shown in P8. Well, that sort of switched things up there. We got 12 cars on the lead lap. We did have one car getting a lap back. Very interesting. Certainly was. We're going to have some wave around cars too, I think. Got Palumbo, Hassel, Gomez. Probably going to get wave around. Now for Furtado, he's coming down pit lane. So Tony Furtado maybe playing a little strategy here. He's coming down pit lane in that Valvoline sponsor machine. To the 91, the leader. Shawn Jacobs is second in the 24 car. Sifner getting around. Now, I think Shawn got the lucky dog. So, Shawn Jacobs in 24 got the lucky dog, so it looks like these guys are all right, these guys getting it sorted out. Getting ready to go back green. The first caution flag of the night. I don't want to jinx it or not or anything, but pretty solid here for the racing tonight. Buschwacker series is always pretty good, man. These guys get it figured out. They know each other, race enough laps with each other. And these cars are a lot of fun. So Bardelli Jr. in the 91. On the inside, Lucas Sifner now in second. Gary Madu third. Dan Richter is in fourth. It's interesting. Madu going to the high line there and starting in the third position. I think he's actually supposed to be fourth, so the 65 will be in third, looks like. So here we go, getting ready to go back green. Start lap 65. All right, back to green. It took a while. That is a mess. That's a parking lot back there. Sifner tuck it in as Bardelli Jr. going up to the high side, slamming the door. Gary Madu running in third. I have a feeling he's going to be pushing pretty hard here, knowing this is a fairly short stint. Down to the inside below the 21 car. 63 and the 21 side by side. For Camaro versus Mustang. Camaro wins out that battle here so far. About Jim Willis in the 53 car. 77 of Paul Brown is in 14th. One lap down. Get out of the front of that Black Rifle Coffee Company machine. Running in the 6th position. The 30 car hitting the wall. Zachman Casey in the 29 car having a pretty good night here, running in the 7th position. He and Ed Palumbo in the 54 battling it out. Ed Palumbo is in 8th. Oh no! Somebody coming around. Jim Willis trying to sneak through. Bardelli Jr. got caught up in that. This is a mess here. Race leader caught up in that 91 car. Caution flag. '63, the race leader. What happened? Take a look here. The 91 coming down there and getting into that 63, and he comes flying back up the track. Gets into the 88 and the 9. Oh, and the 3X absolutely annihilates him. It looked like Bardelli Jr. and the 63 of Gary Madu here battling it out. This 91 looked like he come across there. Knows that, man, 88 car absolutely annihilated him, and so did the 9 and the 3X machine. Board here with Tony Furtado. This is going to hurt. Oh. He slides across and gets into Christian. Oh, man, and hard into the wall. My heavens, man. See right here, there's no way he's going to miss that 91 car. Hard into him and lifts that car up off the ground. He is just a passenger at that point. The 30 car gets into him. Board here with Christian Wilson. Oh, man, just annihilation. We got a ton of cars that are all burned up now. The 9X right there, he just had nowhere to go. The 9 car had nowhere to go. 30 car slamming him. Go on board here. This is on board. Man, that's just absolutely right. So now the 63 car, the race leader, Lucas Simpler in second, Dan Richter in third, and that is interesting, man. Mordelli Jr. has got a ton of damage to that car. He's on pit lane getting that thing serviced, and I'm sure that thing is absolutely annihilated. The 91 is going to be on pit lane for a while, I believe. Man. So, wow, man, that thing was crazy. Don't forget, speaking of crazy, final race of the season in the Saturday Showdown Series. Race number 9 at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow, live right here on TurnLeftTV. It's Indy, my home track. We're going to shovel the snow off the track and do 80 laps. I think we got like 15 inches of snow. Indy might have gotten a little bit less than what I did, but we got some freezing rain, some snow, fair amount of snow, I think. But anyway, we got Indy coming up tomorrow. Don't forget to join us here on TurnLeftTV at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the final race of the season in the Saturday Showdown Series. Saturday Night Thunder kicks off the season tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from Kansas. 120 laps, race number 1 of that season. Great open setup series. 1X tires, 1X fuel. This series has been going on for 21 years. Remember when we were doing pickup races in this series before the series was ever actually named back in 2001. Now still going strong, and I think I'm going to be broadcasting that live on Twitch. Give it a shot, see how it works out. Throw a link up there. Just look up TurnLeftTV 1 on Twitch. '63, Gary Madu has elected to go to the bottom side. The 21, Lucas Simpler, will start on the outside line. The 65, Dan Richter will start down low in P3. 29, Zachman Casey starts in the 4th position. The 27, Preston Hassel starts in 5th, and Palumbo 6th. 2 caution flags tonight. Hopefully we went over we were about 50 laps or so before we even had our first caution flag, and now we're on our second one. So tighten things back up. A little slick track, rubber down on the track, and laps clicking off. 63 leading the field here to take the green flag. Back to green. Board here with Dan Richter running in the 3rd position. Get up that spot over Zach Casey. Will Dunbar, Jim Willis here battling it out. Will Dunbar on the outside line. Jim Willis in that 53 car down on the inside line. This is for the 7th position. Will Dunbar in the 88 picks up P7 as Jim Willis in the 53 falls back to the 8th position. Look at Tim Lansbury here in the 82. He is 1 lap down that Skyline Chili Ford Mustang. A little bit of that setup there is to his liking here tonight. So this car really not been handling that well for the 82 crew. So we're going to have to go back to the drawing board, I think, and kind of rehash the setup work. On board here with Paul Brown battling Tiago Gomez. You see the 53, Jim Willis just ahead. Now Paul Brown has gotten back on the lead lap, and that could be dangerous. Down below the 53 car. Paul Brown and Jim Willis now battling it out. 9X not giving it up. And that, up high, that high octane racing 9X machine. Still tight battle between the 77 and the 9X. Ed Palumbo, Zach Casey here battling it out. Ed Palumbo in the 54, Zach Casey in that 29 car on the inside line. 54 going to pick up that spot now up to 4th. As Zach Casey drops back to the 5th position. Paul Brown says, I am ready to go, man. Cleared that 9X machine, now setting his sights on the 53 car. Paul Brown in the 77 starting to move up the grid. He's in 8th. Tony Furtado going to try to move through as well. Furtado is not on the lead lap. He's running in the 13th position. You know, Christian Wilson here in the 30 car. He is running in the 14th spot. Found himself a lap down, so now trying to play some catch up here, hopefully getting that lucky dog position. A little work to do for that. Zach Casey, 27, Preston Hassel. That Will Dunbar, Preston Hassel. Little family rivalry right there. Will Dunbar running in the 7th position, Preston Hassel running in 6th. Paul Brown in this mix. Paul Brown said it is go time, man. He is fired up. He knows he's got to get this car back to the front if he's going to make a run. He's trying to weave his way through traffic. This Ed Palumbo says it's go time here. He's battling Dan Richter. 54 and the 65 side by side. Ed Palumbo to the bottom side, down the backstretch. Getting by that 65 car, so this Mellow Yellow sponsor machine, he is fired up tonight, man. He feels like he's got a pretty good car. Shawn Jacobs in the 24. Oh, man, the 9X got up into the wall. Shawn Jacobs trying to make his way through. Ed Palumbo has gotten by Lucas Sinfner, now sets his sights on the race leader. 63, Gary Madu. climbs up the track as this 54 car gets by. Ed Palumbo back to the race lead here. Uh-oh, but I tell you what, man, you start seeing some wins out of the 54 car. He's been a little bit of a slump here in this Buschwacker series. Ooh, looks like the 88 got up in the wall. And he's just going to start clicking off wins. Will Dunbar came up the track, got into the wall. Look at right there, making contact. I don't know what happened there. Go back, see if there was contact. Oh, he gets into the back of the 9 car. He climbs up the track and smacks the wall right there. Back and look at this. The 88, you see the 9 car, the off the track here. He might have come up just the wrong time for the 88 car right here. It's up on track, and then, oh, out of the gas is the 9, and the 88 gets into the back of him and slides up. It's a great job of hanging on to it, but he is on the wall. He's going to have some right side damage now. He'll lose some positions. On board here, you see Will Dunbar climbing up the track right there. These guys bunched up. Doing a good job of keeping getting into it. 90. Well, see that 63 has dropped back as the 91 trying to get back around. Maybe a little conversation. I think I might see some hands flying there out the window as the 91 went back by. Jim Willis, Preston Hassel. Jim Willis, Preston Hassel actually coming off track, come down pit lane as Jim Willis picking up that spot. As you see those guys coming onto pit lane. Figuring, hey, let's get this pit stop out of the way. Ed Palumbo, the leader. This 54 car, Mela Yellow sponsor machine. He said this paint scheme's bad luck. I did this paint scheme for him. He said it hadn't been in victory lane, so he said it's bad luck. Let's see if we can't change that luck. He's leading the field right now. 21, Lucas Simpner, not letting him get away. Preston Hassel in the 27, finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. He's had a tough night, man. Busy night for the 27. He's done a great job racing in traffic. Now has that car back out on track. He's in the 15th position. Is one lap down, but we know these other guys have to make pit stops. Ed Palumbo leading, Lucas Simpner in second, Dan Richter in third, Paul Brown up to the 4th position. Zachman Casey rounding out the top 5. This battle here between the 54 and the 21 car. Lucas Simpner running in second. He's been fast. He started in the back and weaved his way through the field. Now finds himself here competing for a race win. Here on lap 90. Laps to go. Definitely got some word that these guys are going to have to make pit stops. The 77 indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. 77 car making a pit stop. Here on lap 91. 24, Shawn Jacobs on pit lane or coming around that access road. Ed Palumbo not indicating anything about making pit stops yet. This is one of those things, man. You know, you're kind of like, you're almost, see the 91 making a pit stop here. You're almost sort of trying to work that strategy because some guys may stay out a little bit too long. Some guys are going to get on the pit lane and maybe make use of those tires. So it's a fine line between staying out too long, pitting at the right time. 54 car indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane, I believe. He is our race leader. Ed Palumbo giving up the race lead in that mellow yellow sponsor machine. 65, Dan Richter coming in with him. That's going to give the race lead to 21, Lucas Simpner. Ed Palumbo, Dan Richter both on pit lane as Lucas Simpner leading the field. The 54 ducking in his pit stall. Gold ribs tonight. 21 leading the field. Lucas Simpner. I can't imagine him having enough to see 54 there. I tell you what, that was a quick pit stop. Did he just do 2 tires? That was a quick pit stop for the 54 car. I mentioned that in my keys to the race. You got to think about those 2 tire stops. This 54 might have just done a 2 tire stop. Everybody else figuring out how to do that, figuring out that strategy. 21 continuing to lead. But Casey is in second. 29 car indicating he's coming down pit lane this time by. '21 still out on track. Zachman Casey's going to peel off. You see the 21 peeling off to come down pit lane. Will Dunbar on pit lane. The 88 car. Very interesting. I think the 91 was sort of one of those guys that sort of started this whole train off. And the 54 just behind him. So this is the 91, Claudio Bardelli Jr. And I think he will assume the race lead. Those guys are on pit lane. So Ed Palumbo looked like he did a 2 tire stop, I think. That 54 car, the 91, what does he have? It's a battle between the 2 of those guys as Simpner and McCasey on pit lane. Simpner finishing up his pit stop. See those guys go by. 97 laps in. Wondering how those tires are working for the 54 car. 91 opened up a little bit of a gap right there on the 54. .2 of a second separate P1, P2. Better watch who's on the move. And that is the 77 of Paul Brown. Lucas Simpner now in 4th. Madu is in 5th. It's been an interesting race. See those 2 guys battling it out for the lead. 0.2 of a second separate P1 and P2. Now I ought to think the pit stops are done. Gilmar Peixoto now picking up a spot, running in the 15th position. Getting by the Christian Wilson machine, number 30. We got 4 cars a lap down. '91 continuing to lead. The 54 is in second. Now just under 0.2 of a second separating the 2 of those guys. Paul Brown is in 3rd. Has not really been able to chip too much into that lead, but I tell you what, Lucas Simpner and Paul Brown here now having a little bit of a disagreement. 21 and the 77, tight there from that 77 car. Not giving him the room he needs to be able to pull off this pass. Good battle here between the 21 and the 77. Paul Brown trying to hold on to that 3rd position. His Flex Seal sponsor machine looking pretty strong though, maybe on a little bit fresher tires than the 77 car. Lucas Simpner, can he clear that 77? He does, picking up P3. Bardelli Jr. opening up a gap on Palumbo. 0.3 of a second. Shawn Jacobs, Thiago Gomez here racing for the 10th position here late in this race. 24 car, I think pit strategy has kind of hurt him a little bit tonight. This Western Auto sponsor machine now in P10. Been running to the top 5 pretty much all night long. Now gets around the 9X. Thiago Gomez, who's now back to P11. Bardelli Jr. stretching that lead out. 0.6 of a second. Keep in mind that if Luca catches the 54, he's going to have to get around the 54. 1.1 second there between P3 and P1. Paul Brown in 4th. Dan Richter is in 5th. Dan Richter had gotten by the 63 of Gary Badu. The 65 car and the 63 battling it out as the 65 gets by. It's over the 5th position. Lucas Simpner catching Ed Palumbo here on the outside. Is Simpner, can they hold him off? Can Ed Palumbo hold off the 21 car? They are still side by side. That 54 trying to hold him off with the 21. Showing some strength here now, sets his sights on the race leader. Here on lap 105. Can Bardelli Jr. hold him off? Take a look at that battle. 21 car on the move. In a hurry, the 21 car. Lucas Simpner, the 21. Claudio Bardelli Jr., the leader. 0.3 of a second separate the two of those guys. Is Bardelli Jr. saving his stuff? Did Lucas Simpner use his stuff up, moving through traffic? Right now, faster than the race leader. Down below the race leader. Lucas Simpner giving it a peek, not able to go. 91 holding him off. Lucas Simpner kind of holding off into going into the turn and now has a run coming out of the turn. Bardelli Jr. down to the inside, not going to give Simpner that inside line. Simpner's going to take it though. Lucas Simpner to the inside. Oh, crowded him a little bit. It's the 91. Crowded him a little bit. Got to be careful. Already got a caution flag on you. This is a battle now. 91 and the 21. See the 21 backing up the turn. Getting a good run off. Bardelli Jr. trying to protect that inside. Lucas Simpner look on the outside line now. Says, hey, I will take that outside. You're going to give me that outside line. I will take it. The 91's a little squirrely going into the turn there, side by side. Side by side as Lucas Simpner, can he clear the 91 car? Driving it in deep. The 91 has to tuck up there, and the 21 car takes the race lead. 2 laps to go. My heavens, that was a battle. 21 setting sail. 21, Lucas Simpner. Now opening up a half a second gap on Bardelli Jr. While that was happening, 1 lap to go. 77 had gotten around the 54 car. Picking up P3. Lucas Simpner working his way through traffic, starting in the back. Battling Claudio Bardelli Jr. Coming off turn 4, the 21, the Flexio sponsor machine is going to take the victory here at Nashville. Lucas Simpner getting the win. So congratulations to Lucas Simpner in getting the win here at Nashville, working his way through traffic. Congratulations to the 21 car. Well, big win there for the 21. So great race there toward the end. That was really a good race. So Bardelli Jr. did a great battle there to try to hold him off. But was not able to do it as Luca had fresher tires and a little bit better strategy, it looked like, than Bardelli Jr. But what a great race it was. Really was an interesting race. We just had a few caution flags to make it interesting. We'll take a look at the final results here and at Nashville. Take a look at the final results. Lucas Simpler gets the win in the 21. Claudio Bardelli Jr. finishes in second. Paul Brown worked his way back up from a lap down and finishes in third. Ed Palumbo finishes fourth. Dan Richter fifth. Zachman Casey, another good run there for him, finishes in the sixth position. Gary Madu finishes seventh. Preston Hassel in the 27 finishes in eighth. Jim Willis in the 53. Quiet night there for him, finishes in the ninth position. Tiago Gomez in the 9X machine finishes in P10. Finishing in the 11th position is Shawn Jacobs in the 24. Will Dunbar in the 12th position, that 88 car. Tony Furtado finishes in the 13th position in the 9 car. Christian Wilson finishes in the 14th position in the 30. Tim Lansbury in the 82 finishes in 15th. Gilmar Peixoto 16th. And Givaldo Spindola finishes in the 17th position tonight. So congratulations to the 21, Lucas Simpler, on getting the win here at Nashville. We'll see if we can't get him up in the broadcast booth. Very interesting race, that's for sure. A couple caution flags just to make things interesting. All right, we'll get Luca up here in the booth. All right, congratulations, Lucas Simpler, on getting the win here at Nashville. Very interesting race, and it had to be pretty exciting working up through the field and battling Bardelli Jr.
Oh, it was so exciting. I was wondering if I could even get through the first two, Paul and Ed. I wasn't certain, if I could even get past them. I thought it was going to be really tough, and they didn't give me any room at all.
Well, you were there was a little pit strategy going on there. What was your status with the pits? Did you change 4 tires? It looked like some guys might have done a 2-tire stop.
So I thought it wasn't worth the extra 2 tires on the left side, so I only took right sides. I was thinking that if I just hold out a little longer, I might have a better run at the end. And I think that proved to be worthwhile, as I think I had just enough tires to pass most of the guys in front.
Well, it took you a while to sort of get up front there. You started in the back last, if I'm not mistaken, and were able to weave your way through traffic. You had a couple caution flags there that almost put a wrench in your program. What was it like there to battle Bardelli Jr.? Crowded you a little bit, looked like there at the end, but I think, for the most part, pretty fair racing.
He had me scared a little bit. I wasn't sure, I thought he might have maybe cut me off. It wasn't worth much, but I thought he might have cut me off a little bit. Not a big deal, but I did get really lucky on the cautions, going to first, just at the end of the pit sequence, and I was really, really thankful for that, actually.
Well, I know you've been sort of a part-time racer here in the Buschwackers series. Next week's Darlington, man, it's one of those tracks where you either love it or hate it. Any feelings there? Are you going to prove me wrong and say I don't care one way or the other?
Darlington's one of those weird ones. I don't know, I think sometimes I like it, other times if I don't like it, I absolutely hate it. So, Darlington can be, one of those weird ones.
Well, you have some great strategy, man. Kind of an unorthodox strategy at times, but it seems to work very well for you. What a race there at Nashville. Very exciting. Congratulations, Luca.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Luca Simpner joining us up here in the booth, and it gets a big win in the Buschwacker Series at Nashville. Fun race, man. It really was a fun race to watch. Some great battles, great clean racing. And we had a couple caution flags there just to make it a little bit more interesting. We had a big one there. It caught some guys and really didn't help those guys, I don't think. Some of them got caught a lap down, and it was a tough one for them. Well, we got some racing coming up tomorrow afternoon for you. That is Indianapolis Motor Speedway in the final race of the season in the Saturday Showdown Series. This is actually a little bit of a do-over. 80-lap race to crown the champion in the Saturday Showdown Series. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right, it's Indy. It's the Showdown Series. Some more stock car action headed your way tomorrow on a snowy Saturday here in Indiana, of course. So come on out and join us. Get yourself a little bit of a bowl of soup or something and some hot chocolate or whatever and maybe a beer and join us for the broadcast in the Saturday Showdown Series. And after that, race number 1 in the Saturday Night Thunder. The Cup Cars will be at Kansas Speedway for 120 laps. This will be a good one. I think I'm going to be streaming this on Twitch. So those of you who are in our Discord channel, actually what you can do is just look up on Twitch, TurnLeftTV 1. That's my Twitch channel. So I'm going to try for the first time to stream something live on Twitch. It'll be at Kansas Speedway, race number 1. This Saturday Night Thunder. Well, thanks so much for coming in and joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Well, we see last week's winner. I clicked the wrong button there. There we go. Thanks so much for coming in here tonight and joining us on TurnLeftTV. This is a fun race to watch, man. It really was a good one. I tell you, it was a really, really good race here at Nashville. I think a lot of guys are going to jump right out of here and go watch the race. They like doing that. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so. Hey, share my videos with all your friends, man. Have them come out and subscribe to the channel. We need a few more, obviously, subscribers before we start getting some cash rolling in. That would help me out. Please help me out by clicking on the links down in the description of this channel over to the Fanatec website. Help me out here at TurnLeftTV. Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. Congratulations to Luca Simpner on getting the win. And thanks for joining us here tonight on TurnLeftTV. We'll see you next time. I'm out of here.
A lot of soul.